Hi everybody, I'm Christian and this is Lazy Dev's Pico-8 Hero. And we are finishing up our Breakout clone and things are looking good. Things are looking really good. So these are things we're going to figure out in our gameplay session that's coming up. Something that we already did is the level design. There's a little bit of visual stuff that we might actually do while the level testing is happening. There is one thing that I definitely want to do before we do the how do you call it, the level design, and that's the infinite ball protection. So generally, just to explain to you real quick, there is a chance that those balls that they get stuck. Because they get like an infinite loop. And we want to be able to get them out if they get stuck in an infinite loop, so they find their way out. So what happens is we can create a chamber where the balls are trapped in the chamber of like indestructible blocks, and the chamber maybe has like a tiny little entrance, and so they bounce around in the chamber and never find the exit to get out of the chamber again. And so, or maybe there's like a block in there and they never hit the block because they always bounce at the same, like in the same loop. And so what we want to do is every now and then we just want to change. We want to change the angle if we can to maybe free the balls. So let's do that. Okay. Not sure where to put it. Or a trapped counter, or inf counter. Infinite loop protection. Inf counter equals 0. And so what happens is, and we're going to go to the update function. And we're going to put it in update game. Inf counter inf counter plus equals 1. And then, of course, every time we hit the pad for any reason, we want to reset it to 0, because then, if we're back home, then everything is fine and no harm has happened. So here at the regular ball physics, or rather at collide. So when there's a chain collision, a pad collision, we're going to go set the inf counter to 0 again. And otherwise, so I want to change the angle on every other collision. If there is any other collision, I want to maybe change the, I want to change the angle then. So we are going to do this. So this is a wall collision. And we go like, if, check inf. I'm gonna go check inf. Just general. Yeah, we're going to put it in here, check inf. And pad collision is fine, catch power up is fine, that's fine. And the brick collision we're also going to check inf, because maybe it's colliding with infinite bricks. And then we're going to go here, function check inf. Oh yeah, right, the function also needs the ball that we're talking about, I guess. Because then we're going to actually have to redirect this ball. Yeah, and this requires a ball. So we're gonna go if what is it, or is it if inf counter. Now we have to figure out what's a good number of frames to do this with. So for testing purposes, I'm gonna set it to 60. That's gonna be very little, but for later on, I guess 10 seconds would be, so 600 later on. But for now, 60 is fine. Then and debug equals inf. I'm just gonna go inf. And then that should reset the infinite counter down to 0 again. So now we are gonna have to figure out how we're gonna actually reflect a ball. How does this work? Are we doing this usually? Serve ball, new ball, copy ball, set anc. We do this with set anc. How do we do it with multi-ball? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go through different angles. Okay. Is BL? Okay, BL is the angle. Okay, so we're gonna go like, oops, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to copy the entire function. I just want to copy the name of the function. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So we have to. Yeah, we're gonna do it in a stupid way. Wait a minute, how do we do this with multi-ball? Oh yeah, there was just always like a statement there. Okay, so let's go like this. Angs. Can we do this like this? Because the thing is, I want it to set it to a different angle that is not the angle of the current angle of the ball. Yeah, whatever. Do loop until. Can we do loop until? So there's different types of loops. So far we had like the for next loop, where it just goes through when it just goes through a loop a certain number of times. But there's also other loops that can be kind of like combined with an if statement. So the loop continues until something is true. And so that's the loop I'm looking for right now. Let's see. Okay, so the loop goes like this. Repeat. And until. So we're gonna repeat. We're gonna have to set something to a local new ang. And then new ang equals rnd 1 plus rnd 2. Is it 2? Is 0 or 1? rnd 3. And then floor rnd 3. And then until new ang is not equals bl. That's our b dot ang. I guess that's the. Let's not use the exclamation point. Let's use this for on. Yeah. And then we're gonna set the angle. Okay, before we do this, just going through it real quick. So we're going to do a debug information. We're going to reset the infinite counter. We're going to create a new variable called new ang. Now we're going to start a loop. And in this loop, we're going to randomize the number. We're going to put a random number in new ang between 1 and 3. I want to check if these are the numbers of the angles. No, it's not. Ha, it's good that I checked. So between 0 and 2, 1, 2, or 3. 0, 1, or 2. The R&D 3 means a number between 0 and 3, but never actually 3. So it's 2.99999 is still possible, very close to 3, but never actually 3. So that's why when we floor it, when we remove the comma values, we're going to get a 0, 1, or a 2, but never 3. And so we're going to repeat this. We're going to generate more random numbers and add it to a new angle until we get a new angle that is not what currently the angle of the ball is. And then once this is the case, we are actually setting the angle. So it's going to have a random angle direction on when it bounces off. And that's it. Okay, so let me try this. Now I'm going to loop over to a level where I know that there's going to be, so this is one of the levels when it can easily get caught in an infinite loop. Okay. Yeah, we had the problem that we now, of course, because we waited so long. So let us do it like this. Let us reset the inf counter when we release a ball. Yeah, for every ball that gets released, we're going to reset the inf counter. That seems like a wise decision. Okay, let's try this. Hey. Let's try this. So like this. Okay, this is working. Okay, so now we're getting inf. See, now we're seeing how it bounces a little bit randomly. And that makes it more likely for it to get out. Easy peasy for breezy. So the only thing I want to do is reset this counter to 600, so the infinite thing, I think 10 seconds. If you wait 10 seconds, you're fine. Maybe even more, I don't know, 10 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. There's some really crazy levels that we're having. So I don't know. Oh, maybe we also delete the inf counter if we hit something, reset the inf counter if we hit something that disappears. So that might be also a good thing. So for example, here where we hit brick. Because, you know, if the level geometry has changed, then obviously something is happening that is meaningful. So here, hit brick. If we hit a normal one, inf counter equals 0. If we have hit an indestructible, we're not going to reset. But here, hardened brick, let's put him all the way up top. Yeah. Okay. So all of the bricks now will have a inf counter reset. So now we should see less bounces. Okay. Oh, I set it to 600, didn't I? Yeah, let's reset it to a low number again, so it's more likely that it will happen. No, I don't want to. I want to go next. Okay, here. Ah! And it should give me more lives. This is. Why do I struggle against this? This is so stupid. No, not here. Start game there. Lives. Where's lives? Let's give me 10 lives. Whatever. I'm fine. Okay. Oh, I got an inf there. That's not good. Why did I got an inf there? So, that's not good. That's very ungood. Oh, I guess 60 is just 1 second, right? Oh, yeah, that's something that can really easily happen. So let us just put a debug in here and debug the inf counter, whatever, man. Oh yeah, of course we're doing it only when we're checking inf counter, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah, and then let's make it like 180, so it's at least 3 seconds. Okay. I'm not good at this game. Okay, I saw how it got reset because it hit the brick out up there. Now it's going up. Now it's going down again because it actually triggered as it was going up this chimney. Yeah, and now it's changed the angle because it was going up this chimney. Okay, so I'm gonna put it onto 600 and I'm gonna see when it triggers in this level. Always happens. Yeah, I think we need to remove the ×2 now. See, now it hovers because it always hits a brick, and when it hits a brick, it resets because it knows something is happening. Yeah, I don't want this to be changing angles now because clearly it's doing something smart. Sweet. One more thing. I want to... I'm not exactly sure where to do this, but when a ball is stuck to the pedal, I always want to reset the inf counter to 0. I don't want somebody to be able to catch a ball and just, you know, keep changing the angle of the ball. So let's see, where do I do this? I put it on 600. I'm going to remove this debug function, I guess. And just want to see for where we're updating the game. Fade in game, infinite loop, BT on press. Point stuck. Oh yeah, this is the function that we're looking for. Wait, it's not here? How about here? Yeah, if we find a ball that is stuck, we're resetting the inf counter to 0. I guess we don't need it here. If we release it, I guess... You know what? This is not where we want to do this, sadly, because the thing is like it sets the ball. So the point stuck function is only like we change the direction of the ball, but we only do it when somebody presses a button. It still doesn't actually, like if somebody does nothing, it will change the angle. So I actually want to, strange enough, I want to put it in a draw function because that's actually where we're checking something is if there is if there is a stuck ball. Yeah, here where we're drawing all the balls, and if a ball is stuck. But you know what? Whatever. We're gonna do a special function for this. Whatever. We're gonna put it in an update function. Whatever. I don't care. Or actually, I do care, but I know where to put it. We're gonna put it in here, in our ball update function. yeah, here is where we're doing this. If my ball is stuck, then something happens, right? And then, oops, here's where we also can reset the inf counter to 0. So if there is a stuck ball on my pad, then don't worry about anything, bro. It's not, you know, there's still options for this game not to be infinitely recurring. So this seems like the correct approach here. I guess we can bring back the inf counter real quick. See, it's now constantly at 1 because we have a stuck ball, and when we release it, then we're getting the inf counter. I guess we also should take the slowdown into consideration, maybe. So where do we increase the inf counter? I guess an update somewhere, right? Here, inf counter. So we're gonna go if where is slow? Timer slow. If timer slow, then else, and if we're going slow, then we're just adding 0.5. I think that was the, yeah, okay. So, you know, when the ball is moving in a slow fashion, then we're not actually, then it's fine to wait a little bit. That was what I'm saying. Then things will take more time, and then this infinite timer will progress slower. Okay, so let us remove this debug information. It seems to be going nice. And also, yeah, the pill spawn. Spawn pill, yeah. I want to remove this endless slow pill dispenser. Okay, so we have some time left. Maybe we're going to do something real quick that is fun and good. So let's see. So we got the important gameplay stuff out of the way, which I really love. So let's do some small, silly fun stuff like no, not this one, the randomized sick. Let's do the randomized sick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create sick messages, and I'm gonna call it sick equals, and then we're just gonna put some messages in here. And so previously we had so sick, and we can put you know, any number of messages in here. So sick. And then some other messages as well. So for example, something like yeah, boy. And you suggest in the comment section other sick messages we're gonna put in here, or something like impressive. Impressive. Massacre. Nah, that's maybe a little bit too weird. So let's just keep it impressive, and then we can add more messages. I just want to test how it works, and again, we can if I have some good ideas. Right now it's getting a little bit late, and I'm running out of ideas. Okay, so let's see. Sick. Where do we put the sick? I think it's here in the sick. Nope. Here. Nope. Ah, there we go. So sash. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna show a random entry from this sash from this SIG array, and now we're gonna actually do a local SI SIG index equals RND 1 plus RND, because it starts with 1. Every table, every array starts with 1, and then we're gonna go the number of SIG entries. Hashtag SIG. Right now we have 3 entries, so we should get a number between, yeah, so that seems to be working. And then if we go FLR to get like an integer number without the comma. So yeah, again, we did it multiple times already, but we have an array with different messages. Then when we want to display one of the messages, we're going to get a number. We're going to assign it 1 plus a random number between 0 and the number of messages we have, but never actually the number of messages we have. And then we're going to strip off the comma behind the 0. Behind the number behind the comma. So it's going to be either 0.5, 1.5, 2.5 when we have 3 messages, but not 3. And then again, because we add 1 to it, we're going to have 1, 2, or 3 as a possible result of this equation. I'm going to put that into the index of the item we're going to take from the SIG array, and that's the message we're going to show. It's sometimes very complicated to put those mathematical things into words. Like they seem way more impressive or way more confusing. Oh, that was good. See, that was a good. I'm expecting a SIG message here. Come on, man. Yeah, boy. That was good. Maybe we have to make it flash to make it so special, because right now it looks like an upgrade because it has like the color associated with it. Impressive. It's good. It's working. So all that's left to do is to come up with some good messages, and that feature is also checked off. I don't know, something like I can't even. It's very difficult to make the single. Yeah, there we go. Can't even dot. Something like this. Okay, guys, so we're gonna save this part, and we're gonna move on to the next episode. On the next episode, we probably, something I really want to do before we do the playtesting, one last thing before we do the playtesting is this is gone. Do the arcade style game over, and then we can start thinking about what kind of stats we're going to track when we do the playtesting, because otherwise all the other stuff, the ball twist, the ball speed lines, the sticky aura, these are all things that we can do while the game is being playtested, because that will take, at least a week or so, or maybe 2 weeks. We really want people to get to test the game, to kind of like try things out. So while this is happening, we can implement these things. And so these things are actually the things that we're going to do next, on the next episode. We can renumber those things. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here is going to be testing. This is the plan. Oh yeah, and also very important, it's also something that we might do some kind of, no, this is something we're going to do intro. Bring our Lazy Devs logo in the front, and then I've seen, like, if you're publishing things on, always important, copy protection. because I've seen if things are released on different websites, people sometimes don't understand. They have to click on the Pico-8 window and then it will accept keyboard inputs. So maybe we need some kind of like information. So you have to click here and then press this button. Also, yeah. So. And copy protection is, I've seen some people stealing Pico-8 games and uploading them to different servers. But thankfully there's a thing around this. Keyboard check. Let's do this before. There is a bit of a problem where I'm not sure if the cross button for Pico is actually the X button on the keyboard. I'm not sure about that, and want to make sure that all the keyboard descriptions are correct. Okay, something like this. I don't know. I don't want to renumber this. See you next time around, guys. Bye bye.